Like your wedding is their wedding. Forget it. If you are getting married, your mom is getting married the second time. Your dad is getting married the second time. 200,000 is not for woman being. I mean, so I can buy it now. So we cannot see your shoe. Do not overspend on your shoe. Don't overspend on things that are not detailed. Things that we would not see. Don't overspend on. Like, it is my wedding. I can buy a shoe of 50,000 naira. Trust me, nobody is gonna know. Make sure you can see the clothes like this with your koro eyes a month. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deborah. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to watch my content. And today we are talking about how to save money on your wedding, part 2. If you have not watched part 1, I'm going to link it in the description box so that you can watch it. And without further ado, let us dive straight into action. So the first point I have here is stick with your budget. I know in part 1 I said have a budget, but I did not hammer on the fact that you have to stick with it. So let me tell you the fact. You are going to be tempted. You are going to write a budget of 50,000 on your wedding dress, and at the point you'll be like, is it not the one of 200,000? Is it not for woman being? I mean, so I can buy it now. You are going to write 15,000 naira on your wedding shoe, and at a point you'll be like, it is my wedding. I can buy a shoe of 50,000 naira. At a point you start feeling like, I can do it. At that point, you have to stick with your budget. And the truth is, you may not be able to stick with your budget all the time, but your budget is to guide you on what to do and how to do it. Your budget is majorly to guide you on how much you should spend. Now, for instance, if you want to buy a clothes of 50,000 naira for your engagement, and after walking through all the Balogun markets, that waka is a very tough one, and you are very tired, and you saw a cloth of 60,000 naira that makes sense. That's additional 10,000 naira. It may happen that the other ones you are seeing that matches your budget is not manageable. Then you may have to go for that one of 60,000 naira. That should happen a few times. But do not make it an habit to alter your budget all the time without even trying to make further research or look or source for more options. But just alter your budget. Like, I mean, I am the boss woman here. So stick with your budget. Stick with your budget. You will be tempted. And lead us not into temptation. The temptation would come, but it is important to stick with your budget, because at the end you see that you budgeted 2 million, and at the end of the wedding you have spent 7 million. And that is the truth. It can happen. So have your budget and stick with it. Another thing about wedding vendors is immediately they hear wedding, the price would double, triple, fourthful, if there's something like that. So immediately people hear something is for your wedding, a makeup artist would want to double charge you than the normal, and all vendors will try to charge you because people believe you have money. That is why you are doing wedding. I think it's a mindset. So you have to be firm on your budget, and you have to be like, if this vendor does not work, if this vendor is not ready to work with me, I would go and look for another vendor. Because it is only in a way that a DJ would be charging you 200,000 to come and do what? To come and play music, and people will dance. Do you understand? So be firm with your budget and stick with it. And if one vendor is saying, oh, I got 200k, there are a lot of vendors. You have to keep sourcing. It can take you chatting or calling 20 people before you can see the makeup artist that would work around your budget. Be willing to stick with your budget, else you are going to give into pressure. I hope that makes sense. And the next point is have a one-day wedding if you can. A one-day wedding tends to reduce your expenses in terms of all. For instance, if you're having a 2-day wedding, you pay for your hall on a Friday and on a Saturday. But if you're having it for the same day, the charge will be different. Then you're going to feed people 2 times or 3 times if you're having a 2-day wedding, a 2-day event. Then photography, videography, they will charge you more. For instance, if they are covering your event for 1 day for 200,000, if it's a 2-day, you're paying 300,000. And that applies for makeup. They charge you more for 2-day events. Every vendor will charge you higher for 2-day events than for your 1-day event. So if possible, I know it is not possible for some people because of some circumstances. So if it is possible for you, have a 1-day event if it is doable. It's going to reduce a lot of cost. But if it's not doable, I guess you have to do a 2-day wedding and stick with the cost. Okay, I hope that helps you. Then the next point I have here is limit your guest size and allocate. When it comes to a wedding that you're not trying to spend too much and you want to save money, you have to be clear on anything you want to do, which includes your guest size. Allocate the number of people each person in the family can invite. For instance, maybe as the bride you can only invite 30 people. The husband can only invite 30 people. Your the bride's family, maybe the parents, my parents can only invite 20 people each. So allocate how many people they should invite, and there should be mutual understanding and agreement between you and each family. Then you have to constantly remind them that you have to bring 20 people. We are expecting 20 people from you. Please, in no case should it be more than that. Actually, you have to prepare for it to be more than that, but you just have to give them subtle reminder, because African parents, like, your wedding is their wedding. Forget it. If you are getting married, your mom is getting married the second time, your dad is getting married the second time. So they tend to overblow things at times, or most times. So it is your duty to try to control them, and one of the ways to control them is to allocate that mommy can only invite 30 people, and hopefully they are able to work with you. And if they are bringing more people, perhaps they are willing to make provision for feeding and other costs. They should not be bringing more people at their own expenses. I don't know if you understand me. If your mom is saying, oh, I want to bring 150 people, I cannot bring 30 people, that means you should try and talk to her and let her know that there should be provision for those people if she is bent on bringing more people, because more people is more expenses from you. Do you understand? So another point is do a weekday wedding if possible. There's something about weekday weddings. You tend to get things for much cheaper price. Like your hall, for instance, they'll give you discounts. All vendors would give you a discount for a weekday wedding, because if you are doing my wedding on a weekday, on Wednesday, we are most likely to have another job on Saturday. So that's 2 jobs in a week for you. So I can talk you to give me more discounts. I can discuss with you to give me more discounts, because my wedding is a weekday wedding. So if possible, a weekday wedding, number 1, reduce your cost because you get discounts. Number 2, reduce the guest size. There's one thing about Nigerian wedding. Most people assume that if you are doing a wedding, it has to be Saturday. So even if it's a weekday wedding, for my wedding, for instance, some people were saying, oh, some people actually missed it, not because they wanted to miss it, but because they felt it was a Saturday. So it was maybe like the Friday. They were like, have you done your wedding? This is tomorrow. Oh my god. Then some were able to send me money, some were able to send me cash. I'm so sorry I missed it, blah 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 blah. And you know that cash, I have it. So do a weekday wedding if possible. And if you'll be doing a weekday wedding, please and please hammer it on your vendors that it is a weekday wedding. It is a weekday wedding. It's a Thursday wedding. Else, your vendors may actually disappoint you because they assume it is a Saturday. Let me call out my MC. So 2 weeks to my wedding, or a week to my wedding, I was telling my MC that my wedding is next week Thursday, and my MC said, next week Thursday or next week Saturday. Wedding of next week. I asked me if it's Thursday or Saturday. I think it's Thursday. So if I was not constantly reminding him, there's a tendency that on the wedding day, that man is not gonna show up. So if you are doing a weekday wedding, overtell your vendors, my wedding is Thursday. My wedding is Thursday. My wedding is Thursday. And they'll be like, okay, I know now. I know it's Thursday. So overhammer it on their head. So you won't say it is the brother that advised to do a weekday wedding and your vendors did not show up. I hope that makes sense. Another thing I wanted to know is your wedding show would not show. For white wedding, we cannot see your wedding show. Do not overspend on your wedding show. Like the show I wore on my wedding, I'm sure 95% of people that were at my wedding cannot even see the show. So if possible, you can use the same shoe you used for your white wedding for your traditional wedding, because no one is actually going to see the one you wore for your white wedding. So you can actually save money if you are using the same color of accessories. Then you can use one shoe for your white wedding and for your traditional wedding. You cannot see your shoe. Do not overspend on your shoe. Don't say, oh, I want a red bottom shoe. If you cannot afford it, if you can afford it, of course, go ahead. It is your money. Do it anyhow. So don't overspend on things that are not detailed, things that we would not see. Don't overspend on it. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. And my next point is use a dummy cake. Trust me, nobody's gonna know. Nobody will know it is a dummy cake. You actually have a picture of a 6-step cake on your head, and cakes are expensive. See, fun fact: wedding cakes are expensive. Wedding cake is not what you want to do and you say, hey, I have 30,000. For what? 30,000 cannot be a wedding cake. So cakes are expensive, but you can actually get a very beautiful cake with a dummy cake. So what they do is, I'll try and get a picture online and attach to this video. Maybe it's 3 tiers, maybe it's 6 tiers that you have in your head and you want to bring to manifestation. So the first tier will be original cake, and perhaps the last or the second will be original cake, and the rest will be dummy cake. And they will design it very beautiful. The cake will be tall, will be high. That is if you love high cakes. So my own cake was 3-step, and it was not a dummy cake. They were real cakes, and that's because I didn't want something to hide. But if you are big on cake, in fact, you may actually end up throwing some cakes away if it is actually too much. So, if possible, do a dummy cake. I think my cake was 2-step, not 3. I can't even remember. I don't know if we did cake. So, dummy cake, if you want fantastic cake, the big cake, 10-step, 20-step. And the last point is prepare early for your wedding outfit. Your dress and your husband clothing, they are very important. And if you don't prepare early for it, if you are buying it last hour, because of how important it is, you would actually buy it at a very expensive price. As I said earlier, I am very big on traditional wedding. Like, I love my traditional wedding, and I made sure I enjoyed it. I have gotten the attire since July, for a wedding of December. By July, my wedding attire was ready. I think by August or September, I gave my tailor, and by November, it was ready and it was with me. A month to the wedding, the clothes, we are sleeping together in the same room like this. So make sure you work towards your attire on time, your outfit as early as you can. If possible, 5 months to the wedding, 3 months to the wedding. Work towards it and make sure it is ready and it is in the same place with you. You don't want to I've seen stories whereby the bride was expecting a dress, it didn't come on time, then it came 3 days to the wedding, and by the time it came, it was rubbish and nonsense, and the bride had to go and buy an already made dress, of maybe 100,000 that was not planned for. And I've seen a situation where the groom, this actually happened to someone I know. The groom had planned his wedding, but the suit came in late. I think it came in 4 days to his wedding or 3 days to his wedding. By the time he came, that suit was nonsense, and he had to rush to the market to go and buy another suit for the wedding. I think that was extra 60,000 or extra 80,000, not planned. So if you don't want to spend an impromptu money, clothing is important. You don't want to get your clothes 4 days too, and you see it's nonsense, and you have to go and buy another. Make sure that your wedding dress, your wedding attire, all the outfits you need for your wedding is ready and with you a month to your wedding. If you don't want to spend money on last minute on buying last minute dress, make sure you can see the clothes like this with your koro eyes a month to your wedding. And I hope you got value in this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you got value. Subscribe, man. Click the subscribe button. Don't be coming here and spy what video not do. I used to see it now. It's not good. So repent today. Subscribe and hit that subscribe button. Share this video with bride to be that needs this information, and let them learn from this. So I'm going to see you in my next video. Until then, bye. Because usually the gown would be long and what?